Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Shantae. I did it! I got the Simmer Stone. Well, I knew it might help. You make it out okay. So what's the reason for collecting these stones anyway? Kind of a dangerous hobby, isn't it? I don't have any choice. Risky Boots is going to use them for some sort of doomsday weapon. I already kept her for getting the Dribble Stone, the Golem Stone, and the Simmer Stone. If I can head her off one last time, Scuttletown and the others should be safe. That girl's bad news, alright. She's one of the reasons we move our caravan each night. In fact, we're moving out in the morning. So if you want to visit me again, you'll have to track our caravan down first. In the meantime, you should head for Mount Pointy. Why? What's there? The Twinkle Stone! You got the other three, and that's the only one left. You don't have any warmer clothes, do you? Why would anyone want to wear warm clothes? Heh, no reason. See you around. So you said you're gonna head off in the morning. I guess the zombie caravan left without you, Roddy. I'm sorry, but you gotta find your own way home now. But now we have a new destination, Mount Pointy. We need to find this said mountain to get to our final stone, the Twinkle Stone. And then we'll have all of the stones, which should put a stop to Risky's plans. But now that we have a new destination, we want to go ahead and make our way over here to the west side. So, last time around we went through the Cackle Mound Labyrinth, and we got ourselves the Simmer Stone, as we were just told in that said cutscene. Now with this stone, well, we got a couple different things that we can do because of the transformation that we got from Cackle Mound. We can use the spider to get to new locations we weren't able to get to previously. So, that's what we're going to be doing. So, here on this screen specifically, I'm going to go ahead and make my way over to a very specific point here and transform into the spider. Now with the spider, I want to climb up this wall. Be very careful not to get shot down in the process. And here, we gotta do a series of transformations, so we climb up to the top here with the spider. Now we want to transform into the monkey to climb the other wall here on our right. Then once we get up top, we can see a boulder here blocking the way. So transform back into normal Shantae, and then one more transformation into the elephant to break down this said rock. A lot of transformations back and forth, but by doing so, you will reveal a ladder. Want to go ahead and climb down this said ladder, and this here is going to be a little interconnected shortcut to a new area that we haven't explored yet. Alright, so climbing up the ladder here, we're into a new section, which conveniently for us, it's nighttime. Not like I had to wait around a while here and just hope it would turn night in between the loading zones or anything, but that's besides the point. We want it to be night here so we can climb up the top here and get ourselves a firefly. So with that, that's another firefly to our collection, but we're not done in this area just yet. So if we head over here to the left and climb up this mountainside, up at the top here will be a ladder. So we want to go ahead, transform back to our normal form, and climb down. This will lead into a cavern that links to an area we don't have unlocked just yet. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and grab this here. This must be the Elephant Tote. This talisman will allow me to stomp in elephant form. How rude, I was busy reading something. So now we have a new attack for the Elephant Stomp. So with the Elephant Stomp, we can go ahead and attack in the air, which sounds useful, but it's really not a thing I find much of a use for, if you want to be honest. It's a cool idea. Just jump and then press down on the D-pad while you're falling to do the stomp attack. It's as simple as that. Not really a good case of using it, in my opinion. You can't really use it to destroy a lot of boulders. It's more just for attacking enemies. Speaking of boulders, kind of got one on the way here, so we can't go any further here. So at this point, let's go ahead and teleport out of here, and let's make our way back over to the first dungeon of the game, Dribble Fountain. Alright, so we're here in the forest that's right before Dribble Fountain, and this is because there's a collectible that we can now get here that we need the spider for. Now with the spider, we can actually make our way to this said collectible. So it's around the middle-ish of this forest. We'll see this big old hill that we can't climb up because of all of the brush around it, just causing Shantae to fall down. Here we can go ahead and use the spider transformation to climb the backdrop here. They'll transform into the spider, climb the mountain in the background, and climbing up here, will get us to a heart holder, but there's another way you can actually get up here. Transforming back to our normal form, we can actually just barely, and I mean barely, jump off of the side of the brush. With a frame-perfect jump, you can actually stop Shantae from sliding and jump off the side of that cliff. So you can get that heart holder much earlier in the game. You can get this right before you can get to the first dungeon, so you can get an extra heart here if you know what you're doing and you feel confident with making a frame-perfect jump like that. But if you don't, wait for the Spire transformation and then get that said collectible the intended way. But here back at Triple Fountain, we actually want to make our way back into the said labyrinth because with the spider, we can get our final warp squid that's located here in the dungeon. And conveniently for us, this said warp squid is right in the very beginning of the dungeon. So heading into this door here, I want to go ahead, transform into the spider. We want to climb this little set of gratings here in the background. And by doing so, we'll be able to get to the said warp squid in question. You have to be a little careful in this section though, because all the water around you here will push you off of the background, so be careful with your footing. There we go, we got our 5th and final warp squid located in this dungeon. So now Dribble Fountain is 100% completed. Now let's go ahead and use one of our candies here to warp out of the said dungeon. Use our warp candy and we'll be taken to the front entry point here of Dribble Fountain. Very convenient for us, we don't have to climb all the way back up to the entry point. Now on this screen, I want to go ahead and jump down below here and transform into a spider, which conveniently for us, it's now nighttime. So, I want to go ahead, use the spider transformation to make our way to yet another firefly. This said firefly, we've seen for quite a while, but you can't get to this until you get the spider. With the spider, we can climb the backdrop here and get the firefly just located at the very beginning of this said screen. So now with that, transform back into a human, and, well, transform into a monkey because there's one more thing we can do here on the screen, and it's all the way at the other side. We gotta make our way all the way back over to where Watertown is located, because right before entering Watertown, there is one little thing that we can do with the spider. So, let's just go ahead and make our way back through this set screen. Things are a lot easier now with the monkey, because we could just get into little small crevices, which will make platforming a lot easier on us. And if you don't feel confident making a lot of jumps here, use your float muffins to your advantage so you don't fall into the water. That'll make things a lot easier, but there's still a lot of enemies around here, so you gotta be careful with your health. Either use a lot of vanish creams or just have a lot of vials on standby to heal yourself. We're gonna go ahead and squeeze this little hole here, and we're just about to the end of this whole section. Right here is where we need to start looking out for a very specific wall, which is this one right here. Go ahead now, transform into the spider, and using this, we'll climb up to the top of this section to find ourselves something new. So, use the spider here, let's climb all the way around. Have a little gap in the wall, which is kind of random if you ask me. Just bounce up and then continue your traveling. Don't really know why they bothered, but whatever, it's fine. We made it up here to the top, and now we got a boulder blocking the way here, so transform into an elephant, and then bash the said rock down. Doing so will reveal a ladder. Going down the ladder, this cave may look familiar, and that's because we were just here not too long ago. This is the same cave that led us to our elephant talisman. So, this is where we got the elephant stop. Now, this will be a way to connect back to the other fountain area if you so choose to go through that specific set of forest in between Dribble Fountain, but I don't really find a use for the shortcut. We unlocked it though, just in case we ever need it. But now we're back here at Watertown. I'm gonna go ahead and take a pit stop here in the area and go to the Warp Squid Hut, as now it's time for us to go ahead and deposit warp squids here. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get the warp here specifically. We could have gotten this a lot earlier, which would have made traveling back and forth between this area a lot easier in the early game when we were buying all of Shantae's equipment pieces. But outside the equipment pieces, I don't really find too much of a need to teleport to this area at will. We're getting this now for backtracking purposes for later, making things just a lot easier. You could save these warp squids for Desert Town instead, but I figured it's probably better just to use here instead of Oasis Town. Desert Town, Oasis Town, yeah, same thing. It's in the desert, right? Speaking of which, now let's go ahead and get out of here and make our way over to the desert, back to Oasis Town. Alright, we made it back here to Oasis Town. So, let's go ahead and heal up because I took a decent amount of damage on the way here. So, let's pay a quick trip here to the bathhouse. And while we're here, I do need to get some more money for something upcoming. I recommend having at least 500 gems before you head over to our next area in question here. So, hello Gecko Chamber, it's time to go gambling. After a quick round of gambling, we're all done here with the Gecko Chamber. So let's make a pit stop over the item shop and see how much we won. I swear, I don't have a gambling addiction. I swear, I just like having max money. I can't help it. So, now we have more than enough gems. As I said beforehand, we want at least 500 before we make it out to our next area. I got 999 again, so we can buy some stuff. Buy some Vanish Creams. We always like the Vanish Creams. It definitely just helped to have some extras. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna buy 5. That should be fine. So, now with that, we are ready to go ahead and make our way out of Oasis Town once again and heading our way over to the west side here of Sequin Land. But we're gonna be doing that in the next episode. Next time on Let's Play Shantae, we'll make our way out of the Oasis Town gates here and head over to Mount Pointy. I'll see you guys next time.